Greetings, I, the WarOwl, greets you, and welcome to something that isn't Counter-Strike. Folks have been speaking quite highly of this game Dirty Bomb, which is a free-to-play, team-objective, class-based first-person shooter, the same genre as Team Fortress 2. So I decided to check it out and see what the hubbub was about. You can't really give a review of a game like this since it isn't even complete yet, it's just in beta. And I don't really do reviews, so I'll just chat for a moment about what it is and the potential of the game. Hey, I know it's not Counter-Strike, but there's a precedent for this. I did the same thing with Titanfall and Evolve, and you saw how those turned out. Evolve, a winner of 50 awards before it was ever released. Thanks, gaming journalism. The footage you're watching is from me trying out the Fragger class, which I've grown to love. So right off the bat, the most important aspect of a game is the gameplay. I put a few hours to Dirty Bomb and I can safely say it's enjoyable. I had fun playing the game and I will probably continue to play it. The mechanics give it a linear skill curve. It takes some time to get to the skill cap, while at the same time, it's completely accessible to newer players. Easy to learn, difficult to master. For the shooting mechanics, there is a spray pattern for each weapon, meaning that you'll need to learn it and control your spray when playing. But it's very subtle to the point where most people won't even notice it. There is inaccuracy for movement reflected in the crosshair, but the rounds tend to go where the crosshair is aiming. It is fairly easy to control spray. It's not like Counter-Strike at all. I do not understand the comparisons to Counter-Strike. It has more in common with games like Team Fortress 2, even more in common with games like Quake or Battlefield than something like Counter-Strike. They're not even close. The easy to control spray, accuracy and precision of the weapons makes sense for a game like this where fast movement is a huge aspect, and players don't go down with just a few shots. It makes sense to go for headshots, hit the weak point for massive damage, and generally you're gonna be spraying, trying to keep your crosshair on your fast-moving enemy's head while controlling the spray pattern, while at the same time moving around to avoid getting shot yourself, sort of like arena shooters, but with some realistic shooter elements. You can look down sight, but it doesn't really change the standard spray pattern, so it makes sense to just not look down the sights. However, I've found that when jump shooting, looking down sights actually will give you a pretty accurate shot. Also, if you play a sniper class, you probably want to take advantage of the scope. But for the most part, hip firing is good enough to where you won't really need to look down the sights. At incredibly long distances, using a machine gun, I'm still able to tap players in the head. And more precise than a game like Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike's very difficult to shoot people. For movement control, since you aren't worrying too much about your accuracy, it makes sense to keep running around. There are a few nuanced mechanics to the movement, such as wall jumping. You can jump off of a wall, coming off at a reflection of the angle you hit it, with sustained momentum. Because you don't lose any momentum while wall jumping, you can keep hopping around in certain geometry. There's also a long jump mechanic to kickstart your momentum, done by sprinting and then duck jumping. But I haven't figured out how to press all them buttons at the same time. I was thinking like maybe shift for run, spacebar for duck, and mouse down for jump. I'll figure it out. The class system is really interesting. Certain classes can complete objectives faster, like planting and defusing bombs. Certain classes can heal and revive, being the medic classes, and certain classes are pretty much just good for killing folk. And to succeed, your team really needs a combination of them. Choosing your class is where some of the innovation of this game comes in. Work with me on this one. Open your mind to the concept I'm about to smack down on you. Loadouts are cards. Each card defines a loadout for your class, what weapons they will have and what perks they will have. So you can't customize your class, but you can pick 3 different cards of different classes at the start of each match. And you can switch between these 3 cards when you're waiting to respawn. Having the right combination and switching to the right class when the situation calls for it is really important. Even though I just play as the Fragger guy because I kinda just kill everything. You get extra cards from unboxing. Ding, 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 ding. What's interesting is that cases drop randomly while you play, but you don't have to pay to open them. It's free. And you can do trade-ups with these cards to get better quality ones as well. Up and up until the top level cards just give you a cosmetic feature. So it doesn't take a lot to get the highest level stuff that you really need to play the game properly, but it does take a lot to get the cosmetics. But of course, our explanation of the game has now led us to the elephant in the room. The monetization strategy. I feel the gameplay aspect of the game has a lot of potential. It's fun to play, it has a bit of nuance, and it's designed to keep you wanting to play more by a level up system that doesn't really affect your character or make them better or anything, and in-game money, which you can use to purchase stuff like loadouts and classes. The biggest issue I have with this game is that they went the League of Legends approach to monetization, paying to unlock classes. You can unlock classes with the in-game money, and it has a rotation of free classes, but restricting important game mechanics behind a paywall is a big no-no for me. Unfortunately, this is just the current state of free-to-play games, and it is the monetization strategy that works both to increase the player base and optimize income. I've just never seen it tried with an FPS like this before. If this is a deal breaker for you, then you probably want to steer clear of this game. Another huge negative of this is the rotation of free classes. That means that, for the most part, in newbie noob servers, everyone will be using the same classes every week. Right now, everybody's using the Nader class. Last week, everybody was using the Bushwhacker class. So this week we have a bunch of grenades blowing up everywhere, and last week we had sentry guns on every corner. If the game develops a community, I'm sure this issue would dissolve, but as it is right now, it's a bit annoying. The other annoyance is the community that free-to-play attracts. Young, rambunctious kids who are terrible at the game, who yell at you in the microphone. Again, if a proper community develops around the game, it will probably succeed. Otherwise, it will fail pretty quickly. And the price for unlocking classes being where it is, I worry for this game's sake, it might not even get off the ground. In my opinion, they should have gone the cosmetic route that Valve games do. Not like Team Fortress 2 where you get item drops, that's kind of annoying. More like Dota 2 and CSGO. A paywall for classes tells me they plan on continuing to release class after class, which might hurt the game for balance reasons as well, but would keep it interesting in the long run. So the game does have potential. It's not unique or innovative, but it's well made. I can see a competitive side to the game similar to Team Fortress 2 or League of Legends. This game, Dirty Bomb, seems to be taking that League of Legends approach where you go in, you create something that's very casual and very accessible to a lot of different people, and as a result of that, people are more interested in it, more people watch the tournaments, more people watch the esports, and it becomes a bigger esport, not because it's a better game, but because more people are interested in it. Going for an esports element is a great angle in this day and age, and this game just might have the potential to do that if they go that route. The maps are well designed, albeit a bit simple. Definitely not good enough to be played competitively, but everything feels really solid. Abnormally solid for a beta game. I haven't experienced a single glitch yet. Well, except that one time when a dead person floated around in midair. That was cool. Because these types of games are free to play, you can't simply make a worse game for less money. This game has to compete directly with Valve's established Team Fortress 2 and Blizzard's upcoming Overwatch. That is some really stiff competition, and for this game to succeed, it needs to slay giants. The real question is whether the developers have the ability to do that, whether they are Odysseus or Don Quixote. Either way, thanks for watching. I'm the WarOwl, and I still have no closer.